You're welcome. Thank you so much for keeping it issues at hand. My name is Nowamaani. You're welcome to our show today. Of course, we are discussing issues, political, economic, society, educational, inspirational, and all the other topics communally that you can think about that affect our everyday lives, that affect us as Ugandans, but as the globe, even as a globe communally. Now, of course, remember that we are powered by Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best. If you need their services, they are located in the heart of Entebbe town where you can find them. Now, of course, their numbers are running on the screens. You can always get the numbers and call them in case you are to ask for anything. Now, of course, today we are discussing the UNEB roadmap that was released, the UNEB timetable roadmap that was released recently. Now, of course, we know that every year UNEB seats very many candidates and they do sit their exams, and their exams decide their fate in life, but also their fate in the next phase of their lives. For example, if somebody is doing primary leaving examinations, those exams will determine whether they successfully join secondary school. If someone is doing USCE, those exams will determine whether they should go for higher education, and those in higher education who are going to do USCE, those exams will determine whether they'll enter the university. Now, with me in studio is Rose Nabukenya Mukasa, a principal exam officer coordinating primary activities, and we are going to be discussing these issues with her. But first, let's welcome her to the show today. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, my sister. Good morning, viewers. I'm so happy to be here this morning. I thank the sponsors and, of course, the Family TV for entrusting us with this show this morning. We are grateful because I think we shall be able to talk to the public about what is going on at UNEB. And
what to expect.
Yes, what they expect regarding examinations this year at all levels, the primary, the UCE, those are the senior fours, and the USCE, the senior sixes.
Okay. Such
that at the end of the show, the viewers are going to be able to know when exams are going to be done. They are going to know what we expect of them. They are going to know what UNEB is going to do. And of course, everybody, all stakeholders are going to know what their responsibilities are going to be during this season up to December, when we shall end.
Thank you. And I would like to start with a very light question. Yes. Have you ever been a teacher before?
Yes, my sister. I'm a qualified teacher. I'm a graduate teacher. I hold up to master's degree in education. I'm a teacher of secondary. I teach the Luganda language and the religious education. Okay. Yes. As a teacher,
what has your experience been like with students? Have you loved it throughout, or has it been hectic?
Well, what can I tell you? Teaching is a noble job. It is an exciting job. It is very good. Right now, I'm not practically teaching, but I miss it. Children are so lovely. When you teach and associate with them very well, they become part of you. They become your children, your sisters, your brothers, and they are those who almost mimic you and want to be like you. They call you their role model. They consult you. You get to know more than the parent knows in most times, most cases.
Wow.
So I love teaching.
That is beautiful. Yes. My other question would be, from a teacher's perspective, what is it that is failing our society today? What is it that is causing children to steer away from our cultural norms, the traditional norms that we had, the ancient times where they were grounded and grown to be lovely children? What is diverting them? Well, from a teacher's perspective?
Oh my God, society has changed. And there are so many factors as to why this is like this. First of all, technology has brought us problems. Children no longer concentrate even when the teachers are talking to them. There is a lot of freedom in society whereby children are divided. They have this obligation to listen to the teacher, but they also want to watch what is on TV. They want to check their phones, their SMS, their WhatsApp. There's a lot that is going on in society. Of course, technology is here to help us to improve, but it has come with so many challenges in as far as teacher-child relations are concerned, and of course as parents, because the teachers are parents. But two, the teacher is also challenged the same way. There's a lot that the teacher has to do apart from classroom teaching. They are chasing the world of money. They are also embroidered in the technology. You may find a teacher in class, but on WhatsApp at the same time. Well, the teacher may tell you that they are searching what they are going to teach the children, but as far as I know, professionally, we don't search from the class. We come to class after making a lesson plan, and therefore we should have searched the previous day or some time back, such that the phone is not relevant in class. But nowadays, my sister, it's tricky. There is a lot of distraction. The teacher is distracted, is also not in one place, such that even when children want them sometimes, they cannot find them. They are so divided. Their royalty is in different places. I have a school here to teach. I have another school where they want me. Or even when they are not, they don't want me, but I want maybe money, because the money world is so bizarre. We are chasing so many things. A teacher without transport these days is found to be irrelevant. So the teacher wants to buy a vehicle, wants to buy a smartphone, wants to dress smartly, because the children these days are challenging. They know what is smart. They have seen it elsewhere in the world. They have seen the international classes and how the teachers present themselves. So the teacher has a problem, has to compete with all these factors and also concentrate to teach the children. So in the middle there, if you don't find a firm one or somebody who is well grounded in as far as teaching is concerned, they are going to be confused and they will find they cannot manage today's child.
So how should we help such teachers, or how should such teachers behave? What is the way forward for such teachers?
I believe there is a lot that can be done, beginning from where the teachers are taught, where they are prepared to become teachers. I think the modern school of education, or the modern training school for teachers, has to change, has to have a different outlook on how to prepare them, because they have to expose them to what is going on around the world, to prepare them that the children they're going to teach are sophisticated. They know much more before the children go to class. They have seen it elsewhere. They have searched. There are those who come and they challenge the teachers, and of course you're going to find them saying, that one didn't have enough content, that one we had to tell him the answers, or things like that. So the tutors or the lecturers have to prepare the teachers very well to be able to face the modern world. The teachers have to be ready to learn new knowledge, especially those of my age and beyond. There is a lot that we were taught that may not be relevant in the modern way, especially the approaches to teaching also. Because here we are talking about large classes, very big numbers, amidst technology. So a teacher today who was taught by during my time may not be able to teach the classes that we taught, or those who taught us handled, because they were dealing with small numbers. Now the numbers are big. The teacher has to find out how to balance the big class using modern methods of instruction. By the way, where we are going, we are talking about a child who is going to also face a curriculum that requires him or her to search for knowledge. So this teacher has to be ready to go back to class and be taught how to approach such curriculum. So the modern teacher has to go back and learn. And therefore, our Ministry of Education and Sports has to be ready to prepare these teachers to face the children that we have today. Of course, this has started, I appreciate. There are so many things that are coming on board. The ministry is preparing so many, I think, different interventions to address the teacher who is going to teach a child who is going to learn the new curriculum. And that is the only way the teacher is going to be able to handle these children, because there has to be technology involved and new methods of handling these children. The way you group them in class, the way you capture their marks, the way you look at what they do every day, the way you prepare them to have skills that are going to enable them to manage their future is now different. So it's no longer teacher picking your book that your lecturer gave you, the notes that the lecturer gave you, or we normally call them yellow notes, and then you say, I'm going to teach the children. It will be very difficult for you, my dear friend. You need to prepare yourself nowadays to teach these children. There are so many books. Of course, the writers are also many. But also, there are schools where all these we are talking about are not accessible. Look at the school, maybe my village where I grew up, whereas there is electricity, but there are those villages where electricity is not, and therefore they are not watching family TV like the ones in town are doing. And that teacher does not have a chance to also listen to the speakers that come here to talk about education issues. And therefore there is that one. That teacher doesn't have any book to refer to, and does not have a smartphone to search for knowledge. So it is a challenge that those people who are preparing to have today's child learn have to balance all these factors. They have to balance how they're going to handle the rural child, and they're going to balance how to handle this urban child who has almost everything, who is even bound to misuse what they have. So there is a lot to be done for the teacher who is going to handle these children. In the schools where they are prepared, in the colleges where they are prepared, they have to be taught everything like this.
Thank you. But how about on the parents' side? I believe, I don't know if you're a parent yourself, or if you're maybe an auntie to some children. What is the role of the parents in this changing society of students that have everything, or that have a lot of things at their disposal? What is the role of a parent?
Thank you very much. I'm all that you have wanted to know. I'm a parent, I'm a guardian, I do everything. Today's parent is equally challenged. First of all, the children know more than the parent knows. Even when they get your phone, they access a lot that you do not know where it is. So today's parent has problems. Today's parent has to really sober up and accept that the children are a little bit advanced in the way they look for knowledge. They no longer wait for to be told the child to bear a child, you cut the stomach and the child comes out. Okay, the cutting can be there, but it's no longer something like you breathe out and the child comes through the mouth. They know everything at the earliest you may not imagine. So today's parent has to prepare himself or herself, and has to prepare to talk to these children, to tell them that however advanced they are, there is everything that things have to take different stages, and they have to be patient to be directed how to use what they have been able to access, like the telephones, like the computers, so that they don't misuse the knowledge they see on those gadgets. Today's parent needs exposure and also needs to be taught so many things. You know, when you sit by yourself, you imagine you know it all, you know how to deal with your children. You'll be embarrassed to be told by your friend who is close to them that I found out that Jane or Peter knows A, B, C, D from what they asked me. There are families which make arrangements. For example, in the holidays, they meet their children, they gather them. And they bring someone who is not a parent to any of the children. These people hear a lot from what the children know. So I think it's high time we gathered, or we formed ourselves into groups as parents, and maybe encourage our colleagues to talk to our children as we also talk to other children, such that these children open up. Some of them are still shy to tell the parent what they know, and some parents are not patient to be able to contain what the children have said. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and you feel like, no, our parents, my fellow parents, need a lot of counseling. They need preparation to be able to manage the children they have in the current era, because they're not as easy as it used to be.
Okay.
Yes.
So, going back to the children, now that we are going to discuss examinations, there is something called holiday work that is given to the students to go and do from home. Do you think it's important? Because these students are in holidays, again, they've packaged them with more work to go and do from home, yet they're supposed to be resting. Do you support holiday work?
Yeah, my sister, I would support holiday work. But I want it with limitations. I've seen in the present times that holiday work, of course, is as if given to the parent. And many times I've wondered, that parent who never had a chance to go to school up to some level, can their children do this work? Because the questions is sent as if demand that the parent also reads and be able to help this child maybe to answer the questions that are being asked. It is a challenge, but on the positive side, holiday work is good. It keeps the child, of course, on course, that as well as they want to play, they will find time to remember what they studied and also be able to search for knowledge. It is a positive attribute because, as I've told you, the curriculum that the children are going to face requires them to be doing it themselves. So if you have the books and you have this time, a lot of it when you parent is not at home, these children should be compelled to move away from the TV and the phones that are rampant in the homes and do some constructive reading. But what I don't advocate for is that too much work. Sometimes it becomes too much and you find that a child has to read during the day, in the night they have to wake up because they have holiday work. How about the home chores? Sometimes you wonder, because we also want them to come, do their work as well as the work in the house. Because if we leave them to do holiday work only, we are losing the point. They are not getting the skills that you want them to get in the new curriculum that has been emphasized. They should be able to read it and go back and practice. So holiday work is positive, but it needs to be, the schools need to limit the extent to which they give this work. And also to limit it, not to have the parents so much involved. The parents' work should be really to tell the child to sit down and do some work, but not to be reading and searching answers with them. That's what I believe in. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. So let's get to our topic today, which is the UNEB 2023 examinations that are set to start on the 13th of October this year and end on the 1st of December for all of them. So we're starting with the UCE, which is starting on 13th of October. And my question would be, what is the exam setting process for UNEB? What is the process that UNEB goes through to make sure that these exams are standard and that everyone in Uganda can handle them?
All right, thank you very much. Dear viewers, UNEB is the body that is supposed to set national exams. That is what we have as, that is our mandate. So from your question, UNEB prepares to set these exams at the very beginning of the year. And we prepare to do these exams every year, meaning that we are almost ever ready. So the process is long. These exams are set by teachers. Whereas in UNEB, you can say 80% of us are teachers, but we don't bank on our own expertise to do this work, because we know that the exams are done by children who are being taught by the teachers. So we invite teachers to do the setting of the exams as our first process. We also invite teachers to do the moderation of these examinations. It is also a process whereby those who set give the questions to UNEB, and then we invite another set of teachers to look at what was said, to look at suitability of the questions vis-a-vis the level of candidates. So these ones also take some time, and they look at all these questions at all levels, the primary, the secondary, UCE, and the USCE. When they do that part, they give what they have done to UNEB. UNEB, again, takes time to look at what has been said, because I've told you, we are teachers and we are recruited according to expertise. There is that technical side which handles these questions. So they also look at the questions and they do their bit. But of course, in consultation with, again, another team of expert teachers. You know, expert teachers are found in different places. We have other bodies that have got teachers, like the NCDC, like the DES. And of course, there are also expertise teachers in the universities and the whole country. So we cite them, and again, they look at what we have done. So when that one is done, we call ourselves ready, or we call it maybe work well done, and we prepare to print these examinations. We typeset them and we print them.
Okay.
When we print them, we pack them and send them to the schools. Yeah, that's the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we look at the UNEB 2023 examination roadmap, why is it that they've decided to start in October? And also, did COVID-19 affect the process of these examinations when they are supposed to happen? Have we recovered from the COVID-19 effect?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, the COVID-19 affected us, but we have recovered. I have gone back to our normal time of doing examinations. Remember, in 2020, we did our examinations in different months. But this time around, we have come back to the first set of examinations being done in October. And this is our normal time of doing it. Why October? The UCE papers are many. Remember, a child will do up to 8 subjects. And each subject almost has more than one paper. So these are very many papers spread across months. So you'll find out that we start in October and end up in November. After mid of the month. And this is because of the many papers. If we don't do that, we will never be able to finish. We have practical papers. We have papers that we go and find the children in school before these others begin. For example, French, we have the home economics. So these begin a little bit early because there's a lot of work involved. And we have to reach each and every child so as to assess them fairly. So we start a little bit early because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the numbers? What are the numbers of this year? Do you have the statistics of like how many people are going to sit exams this year?
Yeah, thank you very much. I have the statistics. If I may start with O-level, which is starting.
Okay.
O-level has gone up from what we had last year. We have 344,427 candidates this year.
Okay.
You compare with 333 of last year plus.
Okay.
There's an increase, almost a 10% increase, and we are happy about that. Maybe if the children who have not been responding to this, to O-level, now they have come back to the system, and I think this is positive to our country. The primary, which will be next, has dropped a bit when you compare it with last year. This time around, we have 749 candidates, 338, compared to last year where we had 888.
Okay.
There's a decline, but we have attributed this to the wiping out of the COVID children. Last year, so many parents panicked because their children, especially the girls, had grown up. They called it overgrowing, and they were scared. So some of them registered, we are told, those who were in senior 3. But there was also an overlap because we didn't have exams in 2021.
Yeah.
That overlap also increased the number. So the primary was very high. But what we have this year, I think, is the normal number.
Okay.
That has been the the trend, we wouldn't be far from what we have. And so that is the number to be registered this year. The USCE has gone up. In the recent 4 years, we were looking at a downtrend. There was a drop in the candidate at USCE. But this year, the number has come up beyond what it was last year, because we have 109,000 candidates.
Okay.
Sorry, I have the figures, the other figures, compared to the 97,000 that we had last year. That is an increase.
That's
and,
an increase.
We think that is good to this country. We are yet to know where this has come from. The research is going to be done. We have not confirmed how this number has come, but we believe they are genuine candidates of our country. When we get to know why it has come to this level, especially at USCE, we shall inform the public, of course.
Right.
They are always eager to know. I know by the time we do our papers, or by the time we release these results, we shall have found out.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, you wanted to call upon the public to confirm their children's registration. Why is that important?
Oh, my sister. Many times we see parents and children crying when we begin national examinations. And why? Because some schools get money from the children and they don't register them with the UNEB. Some head teachers and directors collect money from the parents and the children, and they don't pay this money to UNEB. So to them, the children are registered. But in UNEB, there's no record to show that they are registered. And therefore, we don't prepare examinations for them. So this trend is very painful to us also as a body, but also to the whole country, because it doesn't leave you the same.
Okay.
Whereby if the children are not given exams, everybody will say you naive, you're unhuman, you don't have feelings for the public. But really, we do not prepare exams for those who are not registered with us. Yes. So I want to call upon the public that our law now compels schools to put up registers for viewing. Actually, the law says that the registers should be put up 60 days before the commencement of our examinations. So the parents are able to go to the school and look at the lists where the children are registered and to confirm that their children are registered. Likewise, the children at school will be able to confirm that their names are with the UNEB, because what they print out is the UNEB list. We have what we call a portal which connects us to the schools. So the UNEB portal and the school have this information, and therefore they print out that list or the register and pin it where children are able to see. And we have advised that they put that in different places so that nobody can say, I was not able to see. It shouldn't be only inside, maybe the staff room or one class, no, outside for proper display.
Okay.
And when they go to see the lists and confirm their names, that is not all. We want them to confirm the spellings of their names, because my sister, when we release results, we get people who say, my name was misspelled. This is not me. This is not how my name appears in my national ID. This is not how my name appears in the passport. And those become issues. Therefore, that candidate will be in trouble, because their results are not going to be acceptable here locally in our universities or our secondary schools, nor will they be accepted internationally, because the documents must talk the same language. Your name, the way the letters are spelled, if this is double N, at the beginning of the name, it should be that. There are schools which tell the children that, just leave it, it's the same. Or leave it, you will handle it at a later stage, especially those of PLE. And we are saying this is wrong. They put these children in danger, because we also have a limit at which we make these corrections. It's not forever, because after some point, we are going to say, you have confirmed that that is your name. They are confusing names, especially the religious names. I wanted to say Christian, but even non-Christians have these names, whereby the spellings are not the same. Maureen with O, U, Maureen with
the
Z.
E.
So the names are written differently by different people. The point here is, it is the parent and the child to confirm to the school that that is how the name is written. And how do they do that? We want them to confirm with the birth certificate, because these names are captured already on the birth certificate. There are people who say, for me, for us, where we are, there are no birth certificates. These documents are everywhere, and every child is entitled. Even us adults are entitled. So the process can be started at the sub-county. Wherever people are, this can be done. And therefore, when they have the birth certificate, they should take it to school and they confirm that that is the spelling, or those are the spellings of the children's names.
Okay.
They also confirm the age, because age is also an issue. At the point of registration, some children don't know their birth dates. And likewise, some parents forget, especially the fathers. I'm sorry to mention this. When fathers take children to school, they now have to call the mothers to confirm the birth dates. And if the mother is not around, if they had issues, maybe if there was divorce, or those parents who have traveled, you're going to find that they don't know the proper name. So at the release of these results, these people come back to say, my child's birth date was wrongly captured by UNEB. But UNEB doesn't capture this information. It is the school which captures and sends to UNEB. Therefore, I want to call upon the parents to go back to school, to the schools where the children are studying, those who are candidates, the P7, the senior 4s, and the senior 6s, to confirm the birth dates of their children by taking the documents there. Let the documents be there. We told the head teachers to have these documents, but some of them are not up to the deal. They didn't ask for them. They only come to this when there are errors. So those are the major issues they should look at when, maybe I shouldn't forget another aspect. This is the gender. There are some names which are confusing, and you can never tell whether one is a boy or a girl. For example, if a child is, for example, Nantaja Justin, there are Nantajas. Of course, the Nantaja is a man, but there are Justins who are men and Justins who are women.
Yes.
Depending on the spelling. So those who capture normally are quick to decide. All the N's are called female. So you're going to find a candidate who has been captured with gender as female when actually they are male. So we want them to confirm gender issues as well when they go to the schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think let's take a very short break. We have talked about the call to the public to confirm their children's registration, and also where the registration has reached in terms of how many students there are that are going to sit exams this year. Now, I'd like to also point out, if you would like to know to confirm registration status of a candidate via SMS, there's steps to do that. And step 1 is to go to the SMS option message menu on your phone, and then step 2 is to type reg, leave a space. Then step 3 is to enter correct index number of the candidate. They give you an example there. And then step 4 is to send this to 6600. That way you will confirm whether your candidates are confirmed to sit exams this year with UNEB. Now we're going to take a very short break, but Issues at Hand returns shortly with examination malpractices and cheating in exams and how to handle such things. Please stay with us. We will be right back. Welcome back to Issues at Hand. Thank you so much. We're glad that you are here with us watching the UNEB 2023 examination roadmap and what exactly we are discussing about that. Now, my guest in studio, her name is Rose Nabukenya Mukasa, and she's the Principal Exam Officer coordinating primary activities. Now, she's the right person to tell us everything to do with UNEB examinations 2023 and how they have prepared. I'd like to start by asking her, there are groups of people that are, not like others. They are different. They are a bit different from us, but also they are supposed to be given chance to sit examinations. These are the special needs candidates. Have you prepared for them?
Oh yes, my sister, we have. this is one group that we can never leave behind.
Okay.
They are so deserving, and they're also like any other child in this country and the world over. So this year we have prepared for special needs candidates. First of all, we have registered 3,698 overall of these candidates, and we have confirmed because we have a process whereby we go to the schools and confirm. We do a something process where the colleagues who are technical go and check whether the students are there. So, and of these, we have confirmed that there are 2,436 that are going to sit PLE, and the 721 of those are going to sit UCE, and the 242 will sit USCE.
Okay.
Yeah, we have taken care of the blind. Even when we were raising the timetable, you saw we even prepared a timetable for them. Yes, they will have the braille timetable, and all the other categories have been taken care of. We shall have large print for those who are not able to see the small prints, and every one of them will be taken care of them. Will be taken care of. Sorry.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Maybe let's move to now examination malpractices. Now, we have seen these a number of times, and we have seen also UNEB warning people not to take part in examination malpractices. But maybe we need to do it again because maybe some students this time around did not hear us the last time. So, could you please caution people, first of all, against malpractice, and what is it?
Oh, thank you very much for bringing this back. And I want to tell you, we have to talk about it every time. Examination malpractice refers to a state where someone or some people want to access papers before the rightful candidates. That is trying to access the examination that has been prepared for a particular level before the candidates that were registered to do those exams see them and do them. That is what I can call examination malpractice. It has different forms, it has different versions, but it all remains examination malpractice. I want to tell you that some people plan for examination malpractice during registration by sometimes registering candidates that are going to sit for others who are in the same cohort, same room, but when well aware that those who are there, some of them, those who are there are not interested in the results, but therefore those who are seated in there. So many times we find these out, and of course we wipe them out.
Okay.
It also goes to classrooms, it goes to everywhere where schools are, and sometimes the children, the parents are involved, and the school leaders. There are those who get the papers and cut them before the children receive them, so that they can copy for those particular children or send information in this era of smartphones. I told you technology is good, but in education, we have also seen the negative side of it. That is one of them, malpractice. These days you hear when the candidates started at 9, there was a lot of work on WhatsApp, the people who dare and take pictures. But all these are wrong efforts. I want to call upon the teachers to prepare the children in time and leave them to do their work. My sister, it is very, very painful when results come back and you see those who are crying because their results were not released. They were suspected and later on confirmed. It is painful to the parent, to the child, and of course to the school, because the school does not remain the same. I want to call upon schools to prepare the children and give them room to do their own work so that their results can come back. A child who has copied examinations can never authentically believe that they can do anything on their own in this world. Every time they think somebody has to do something so as for them to complete a process, they never feel comfortable to be left to do an exercise alone. Later on, we imagine doctors who are going to cut patience and leave what we hear. I don't know whether it's hearsay or rumors or correct. Here they have left goals, they have left. Maybe they are those who never got proper education but copied exams. Teachers who cannot deliver. Because when we talk of those who have copied, we think of very big courses.
Of course.
But every course is big in its own right, and nobody deserves copying, getting things before the actual time. So to the candidates, if anybody by chance could be watching or somebody is recording for them, please, you are setting your future. A future that has not been set on firm ground is going to be shaky. You're not going to prepare yourself enough even when you become an adult who has qualified in some course. So you need to really know that you can do it yourself and succeed. I want to call upon schools, I mean the parents, to not to sponsor anything that leads children to malpractice. There are so many schemes at school. You hear in the third term, parents are paying for special facilitation. They are paying for maybe special teachers, but they are also paying for examinations. We believe that is wrong, because when things happen, they turn to the school after facilitating the process. So whatever money the parents are being asked to pay in third term, they should be in the know of what that money is going to do. But more so, since we are still in holidays, parents, talk to your children and prepare them psychologically not to accept any schemes that are going to lead them to malpractice. Because at the end of the day, the cries are going to be for all of you as a family and as a school. They need to prepare the parents and the community. I want to call upon the community to be alert. There are people who have been very good. UNEB has a whistleblower policy whereby we can get information in advance, or we can get information when things are happening. I want to call upon the public to be alert where the schools are. You are in the communities, you are watching. I know you feel a lot of pain when they announce that school A, the results are not going to come back. So feel the same pain when you see people planning to carry out malpractice. Report. Let us foil the plans before they take place. I appreciate, and I believe the board appreciates people who have come out in the past to report such practices, to report such plans, because they've gone a long way to save the children, and they've gone a long way to save the community and the entire country. It should be the same everywhere. When the school calls your children at night, please ask, what are they going to do that they have not been doing? Because if there was no night program in the past, why are you organizing it now? There's something you're doing for the children that is not right. And so those plans should be foiled before they happen. UNEB is not interested in catching thieves or those who are copying. We are interested in stopping them before they do. That is why we shall tell you, or we deploy massively, and it is expensive. And it is the public that pays, but it shouldn't be that. Let us save our money, the Ugandan money, by not engaging ourselves in malpractice.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, maybe if you could give your last words to, first of all, the students that are going to do the exams, the parents that have incurred costs and paid for all these exams, and the teachers that are going to invigilate these exams.
Oh, that is very good. I want to imagine exams require almost everybody's participation.
Yeah.
Here in the media, you have done us good always, because you give us chance to reach even those who are very far. So in the same vein, I want to call upon everyone. I want to call upon the parents to prepare the children very well, facilitate them, give them funds to pay so that they're not disturbed, and they prepare to give them meals during examinations. Because the time, this is, we're already in mid-September, those of senior 4 are going to start. Let them be prepared as they report back to school. If they are already there, please go and see them, comfort them, talk to them that exams are normal. All people have done exams and they have passed it through well. The schools, please give children an enabling environment. We know that sometimes candidates get rowdy around this time. They get stubborn because at times they are overworked. They get saturated. But try to understand them. Be their parents and their counselors. Don't be so tough on them to make matters worse, chase them out of school. I want to pray and plead for lenience as much as possible as you counsel these children. Bring many people to talk to them, but more so those to counsel them to be cool until they end their examinations. And the teachers, please do a good job as you wind up. Don't scare these children. Some teachers, especially those who take the sciences and math, discourage the children. For the girls, you can utter statements like this, math is not for you, math is not for girls, science is not for the weak-hearted. And when they hear that, they just imagine it's not going to be possible. They even start looking for ways of getting the answers. That is how malpractice comes out. So let's comfort these children and tell them that they are going to be able because other people have done it. After all, you have taught, you have done your work. Let the remaining work be theirs.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We come to the end of our show this morning. We thank you for being such a good audience. Obviously, the conversation can continue on social media. That's at Church of Uganda Family TV, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, where we post these videos, and you can comment right below them what you think about the malpractices or the UNEB 2023 examinations that are coming, that are going to start on the 7th of October. Is it the 7th of October?
That is for primary. The UC is going to start on 13th. They are the first people to start.
On 13th October?
Yes.
Okay. So we wish, from us at Family TV, we wish you success as you're going to do your exams, and we hope that you stay away from malpractice, because if you are gotten, if they get you, then of course you lose out on your results coming back, but also the school loses out on its center. We thank you so much for being a good audience. We shall see you tomorrow, same day, same station. My name is Nowamaani. Keep with us. Protea Hotel by Marriott is our sponsor. Thank you so much. Have a good morning.